How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Double Trouble. I am Sean.
My name's Sonia, and today we have a special guest, Mary Ogunbanwo. She's from Cork. Mary's one of my really good friends. We're studying the same course. So I've actually lost my voice. I was in Ryan's last night, and as you can tell, I sang along to every single song. So Sean and Mary are going to be doing most of the talking today, and I have a little bit of input, but not that much, as I am struggling.
That is fucking hilarious. I just have to put that out there. That is so funny. Finally, some peace and quiet from me. So, Mary, welcome onto the podcast.
Thank you.
It's been like 2 weeks we've been trying to get you on here now, but we finally have you.
Yeah, she's just so busy.
No, but I'm so
you are
excited
a very busy
to be
woman.
here.
You have a very busy life. So, first of all, for the people that don't know you, I want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
And what you get up to, I suppose.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Mary Ogunbanwo. So, I started off as a YouTuber, been content creating all my life. I love the camera. Like, since I was younger, my mom always had me in front of the cameras with loads of different outfits. I love fashion. So, I create looks, put them on my Instagram, and I had a TikTok era as well, but slowly pushed away from TikTok. So I'm more into YouTube now, and I'm an actor, a screenwriter, and I also model. So I direct stuff, and the production company is coming along now. But yeah, I just do a lot of stuff in different industries.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're very busy. So I think a lot of people would kind of know you from TikTok. I mean, you were very successful over there.
Yeah.
I think you bring the TikTok era back.
I was talking to Sonia about it, and I think I may bring the TikTok era back just because, like, with TikTok you can do so much.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it, like taking a break from it, because I needed that for my mental health back then. I was just too young to have all that exposure. I was too young. But now I'm ready. Like, bring it on now.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started TikTok?
TikTok, I think I was like 14 or 15. Like, I was there when like the Chase Hudsons were around, like the proper emo stage. Like, I was there then. So like I kind of paved a way for TikTok in Ireland.
Like, in the Musical.ly era as well?
No, I wasn't in the Musical.ly era. No,
straight to TikTok.
No, because I couldn't do all those movements with your hand. I was just not good at it.
Right, you should have seen me in 6th class doing those, man. Oh my god.
Were you good at those?
No, I was fucking awful.
Was it Rihanna, the monsters and sad and
No,
bad
let's not
bed?
talk about that.
Sean
Okay.
pulled up the mattress.
Yeah,
like the monsters underneath my bed.
It sounds given.
It sounds
good.
So you did have a lot of success on TikTok. I mean, you were fairly popular, and like you were saying before about like the effect that had on your mental health. Do you think like that whole social media thing is kind of it does have a bit of effect, because you're very much in the limelight. Like a lot of people would know you.
Yeah, a lot of, like, even when I came to college, just because I hadn't done TikTok in so long, I was like, no one's gonna know who I am. But still to this day, people come up to me and they're like, I watch your YouTube videos when I was coming to UCD. Like those videos like educated me so much, and it makes me so happy when people know me from YouTube. Even if people know me from TikTok, I'm still happy about it, because like that was my craft, that was my art. And like it's just like the fact that people know me off my face is mad to me. Like, we went to Amsterdam, me and Sonia, and people knew me in Amsterdam, which is mad, because that's a whole other country.
Exactly. And like anytime we go out, like we were in Coppers there last week, like people were coming up to her like, oh my god, Mary from TikTok, and Mary hasn't been on TikTok in like 2 years.
So long.
And I'm like, oh my god, can I get a picture? Like, we've had people come up and ask her for her like autograph and stuff. Like,
but it's
crazy.
nice. It's nice that my work is appreciated.
Yeah, I suppose when you're recognized for anything, especially when it's something that like you put a lot of work into, I mean, it's always nice to get recognition for that.
Yeah.
But you and Sonia, you've been friends for 3 years. You're both in the same course. So how did you and Sonia become friends? That's a story that I never really asked, because I've met you a few times before. Obviously, you were at my birthday and all. But I never asked how you guys actually became friends. I'm wanting to know if there's like a story behind that. Did you hate each other at first and then become friends?
It was like instant love, but I didn't realize like I was gonna love her this much. Like, Sonia's like one of like my top friends. Like, I would actually say she's my best friend, like ride or die. But like it was like just like an instant like appreciation of each other.
A click,
and Sonia was just such a lovable person. She has so much love in her heart. Like, lads, I've never met anyone like Sonia, honestly. So like I just love good people who have good intentions, and I've had some shit friends in my life, so I appreciate this girl so much. But she knew me from TikTok, but she was so low-key about it.
I wasn't asking for her autograph.
Exactly. So we just hit it off in the living room, right? The living room.
What's the living room?
It's like, I love it. They have like pool tables, they have a shisha, you can go there with your friends, chill.
Cool.
And it like they play rugby when there's rugby on.
So it's like a pub kind
it's
of
like
thing.
that,
Okay.
like
those
a
are
club.
like benches, you can just sit beside anyone,
Exactly.
everyone, and everyone just chats
Yeah.
around. Like, if there's a big game on, like everyone
Exactly.
would go there.
It's a spot. Like, if you're in Dublin, go there.
Yeah, so there was like 8 of us, like just random girls, kind of. We all kind of came together. Like, I said I'm beside this girl Quiva in class, and Quiva was like, oh, me and this other girl are going out, and that girl invited someone else, that girl invited someone else, and like there was 8 of us, and like I think out of the 8, 6 of us became really, really close, so we're still really friends. The other 2 girls,
we parted ways, but
that's just
exactly.
life.
I'm sorry, but your voice is so funny. It sounds like you smoke a packet every, like, honestly.
She's on the vapes now. It has to be.
Excuse me. Out of these 3, actually, 2. Out of these 2, I'm including myself. I don't vape. These 2 do.
Okay.
Well,
liar.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Okay,
anyway.
Marissa.
But you are giving up, yeah.
Yeah, oh
yeah,
god,
yeah. You don't want to sound like
I'm
this.
done. God, no.
Yeah.
So out of your like friendship for the last 3 years, what would you say? I'm sure you've had plenty of ups and downs, but what's your favorite like memory with Sonia, I suppose? Because I'm trying to get a bit of insight into your dynamic. Because obviously Sonia, she's very funny. Yeah. Sometimes. And very stupid as well. So I guarantee there's some like really cool memories, I suppose. I mean, you've been a lot of places together as well. You've been to Amsterdam.
Like, literally, I never traveled, but Sonia travels all the time, and I think it's rubbed off on me. Yeah. Like, I hate the airport, but like Sonia has taught me how to travel light. All these illegal things, like put your clothes into like the thing on your neck.
Yeah, the neck pillow.
The neck pillow,
and you put your clothes in.
All 10 bikinis inside that neck pillow. Like, it's unreal.
No, I think my favorite memory was when we went to just ask for spoons in Amsterdam. That was my favorite. Yeah, we had a tiramisu. We love tiramisus. And it was just really funny because obviously it went in Amsterdam, So yeah, we asked for spoons and that was just really funny.
Class.
Because everyone thought we were weird.
They were thought we were like homeless or something.
Yeah, and
coming
he told
into the
us
restaurant
go home.
asking for spoons because we just wanted to eat our tiramisu up in the hotel room.
Yeah.
And we were like, go home, girls, go home.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to charge us for the spoons as well. And I was like, yeah, do you Revolut? Like, we were so delusional.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus
so
Christ.
funny.
That was funny.
So obviously, Mary, you're very, very busy, like you said before. You're an actor, a model, screenwriter, and all of these other things. So what kind of inspired you, I suppose, to do all that? Or if there's like a main one, like what would you say is like your main focus out of all of these?
I think it's actually changed a lot. Like my main focus used to be acting, and I'm still going to say acting. But with the screenwriting, I'm like, I can do so much with this. Like I can act in my own things. Yeah. If I just write something that's really great and act in it, then that's my opportunity
and that's all you as well.
You know what I mean? It's literally all me, like the inside story, like everything. But I think acting's my main thing because I just love acting and I actually think I'm really good at it. And I know I haven't been in anything properly yet, but guys, mark my words, I'll be in something good.
Yeah,
like
watch this space.
Watch this space.
Movie, remember?
Yeah, the short film.
You were in a short film.
Yeah, she was in the film festival as well.
Yeah,
okay.
But like
that's
the main goal is obviously Netflix. Like Netflix is the goal.
That's like the top tier.
So I've been signed for like ages now. So I'm just waiting. I'm always auditioning. But it's like the rejection that comes with that. You do a self-tape, you don't get it. It's like a lot on your mental health.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of rejection in the industry and picking yourself up, keep going. Yeah. But like you just have to actually have like good people around you, like friends who help you film for self-tapes. Like my friends would literally from Italy, from acting college, they'll do an audition with me over the phone. So it's just like having a good circle around you is honestly like the best thing ever.
Yeah, supposed to be people in the same boat as you. But even that whole thing about screenwriting, how it's so much more than just acting. It's like, it reminds me of like Donald Glover in Atlanta. If you've watched that, he directs all of the episodes. He's like 4 seasons, he directs all of them, and he's the main character in all of them.
Is he?
And it's really, really, really good. Like Childish Gambino, like Donald Glover, and he is just really, really good. But like you were saying about like the whole rejection thing and the mental health. So obviously it was World Mental Health Day last week. So I wanted to ask you, what would some of your habits be to kind of keep your mental health in check, make sure you're doing good, keep yourself kind of in line? Because especially with something like that has kind of such an effect on you, like getting rejected constantly just from different jobs, even though how much you're trying. It has to be tough. So like, what do you kind of do to keep
honestly, guys, it's actually tough. Like the amount of times I'd be crying after, because you can literally see in the email when you've gotten the job and when you haven't. 90% you haven't gotten
it's like
the
college.
Job. It's like college, getting those emails, those constant emails. But what I do to help my mental health is I always try to take a walk. Like I don't want to just stay in bed and do nothing and like just not be on my feet all day, because like if I stay in bed and I wallow about it, what good is that going to do? Like literally just get up. Maybe I won't send in a self-tape for the next audition, but the next audition after that, then I'll audition for that. So I try not to like put too much pressure on myself. Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to be that person, but the Bible has helped me so much. So
That's
like
fair,
just getting
though,
closer with God. Like God's like my best friend. Like he knows everything. So
I suppose everyone finds their muse in like different things and like
different things. Yeah. Sean, what would you do for your mental health?
Yeah.
I would listen to music. Like it's very rarely that you'll catch me not listening to music. Like even when you guys came in here to meet me, I had my headphones on and I was there ready with my music. So I'm always kind of having that. And like sometimes, you know, if I want to just feel what I'm feeling, I'll put on some sadder stuff if I want to get a little bit more hype, so I'm a bit happier. And it's always like really good to, and it always like affects my mood positively, or however I want it to affect me. So I'd say music. What about you and your croaky voice? What,
so for my mental health, I like to surround myself with, like, as Mary said before, like surrounding yourself with good people who you know are going to be there for you. The same as I like to journal as well. Like I know it can be a bit like, you know, like you journal, but like it's like a self-worth, like you're like appreciating, you're writing down how you feel, and sometimes you don't actually know how you feel until you write it down or until you tell someone, and then you're actually like, oh my god, wait, this is actually really bad, like and I need to talk to someone about it. So I feel like talking to close friends and family is like really important for your mental health. And then as well, like I would listen to a good bit of music, but writing it down, talking to someone would be my main purpose.
You have to be mad consistent for that though. Like I don't know if I have the dedication to wake up every day and then write.
Oh no, not every day. Just days where I'm feeling a bit more down, or like, you know, not every day, because you know, life is so busy, it gets so hectic, and you just don't always have that moment to like write something down. But then it's nice to look.
Another thing I'd say though is just never go to sleep with a heavy heart, because you're gonna wake up with a heavy heart. Like literally write it down before you go to bed, or like scream in your pillow. I don't know, like just release it before you go to bed, because it consumes you.
And it's even like good, like when you look back on it.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, oh my god, like I felt like this before, and then you can just appreciate how great you feel now,
how far you've come,
how good things have changed and stuff. Like I know a lot of girls, we take pictures of ourselves crying,
that's crazy. I don't know why y'all do that, man. That's actually crazy.
It's so nice to look back on. You're like, oh my god, this was me at my lowest.
It is.
The mascara running down your face, just shriveled up.
Exactly, the picture.
The girls that get it. They get it.
That's like girl math again.
Yeah, it's girl math.
It's girl math.
Yeah.
Like I look like shit there, but I look good now.
No,
so
exactly.
Yeah, even with what you were saying, like don't go to sleep with a heavy heart. That's like a lot of things that couples tend to do as well. I remember I was in one relationship and we agreed to do it. Don't go to sleep angry at each other.
Exactly.
Because you might not wake up tomorrow. Like
it's
the
truth.
It's a harsh reality. Like,
it is true, I suppose. Yeah. And just on the topic of mental health as well, I know our episode last week, if you weren't here and you didn't hear, this was right after World Mental Health Day. College, if you're struggling, college has a lot of what's the word that I'm looking for? Supports that you can go to. There's counselors, you just have to sign up. So if you are struggling with something, just like I said last week, just to reiterate it, make sure to take care of yourself, check on your friends, check on your family as well, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father.
And all of it's free, like, you know, all it is your time, but all of it is free.
It's free.
Yeah, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So I asked you what kind of what motivated you, or what inspired you to be an actor and all this kind of stuff, but what motivates you? What's like the end goal for you?
The end goal for me is to see my mom not have to work. Like, my mom is literally my best friend. So the day that like I can pay for my brother's college, or I can literally just give my mom 50,000 euro, like it's nothing. Like the day she just has to just put her feet up and do nothing is the day that I know I've succeeded. Because like our moms, especially single parents, they do so much. And it's like, when are they going to be rewarded? I don't want it to be like, oh, she's gone now, like she's dead and she never got to like live her life to the fullest because she's always putting her kids first. So I'm like the first Ogunbanwo child, so I'm not going to be forgotten, and I'm going to pave a way for my siblings to do greatness. So it's literally all about family.
And would you say your mother's your role model?
Yeah, no, she's so like, I've never met a stronger woman. I just think like single moms, they're honestly, they have such courage, and they have such like, I don't know how they do it, the strength they have, because the stuff they've been through, most of them, especially like African moms in general, the stuff they've been through and how they're still smiling today, I don't know how they do it. So if I could be any bit as brave as my mom, like I'd be happy.
That's your
exactly.
angle,
And they like, moms, like some of them, like they dedicate their lives to their children. You know, they'll put aside stuff to do for them. Like, oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but my child needs new shoes. You know, stuff like that. Like, they just go out of their way, they go above and beyond. And you're so right, like, when will they get their chance?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I don't think single moms get enough credit sometimes, because they are very, very strong. Like, even our mom, Sonia, like she came to this country, not a lick of English on her, and she kind of paved her way. She was working in chippers, now she works in a bank, and she got me and my sister to college.
We're both here now.
Yeah, we're both here, so shout out to mum.
Like, round of applause to them. Like, honestly, round of applause to them. They're great.
And I don't know, like, what obviously your experience, what your experience was in your house, kind of how you grew up, obviously with us, with a foreign mother. Like, it was a little bit tight sometimes. I'll admit that. And you know, it wasn't always easy. I don't know what your experience was, especially because your mum is from
Nigeria.
Your mum is
yeah,
Nigerian.
so we're Yoruba.
Yeah, so you're Yoruba tribe.
Yeah.
And kind of what was that like at home? Because obviously if you're growing up in Ireland, were you born in Ireland? Did you move here?
I was born in Cork, and raised in Cork. That's why I sound a bit Corkish.
Yeah.
I guess.
So you were born in Ireland, but obviously your mum is Nigerian. So what kind of experience did you have at home? Because I know with us, well, with me, I can only speak for myself. Like at home, my mum, she's Estonian, so I'm at home. That's what it is. Our mum. Sorry. So that's my experience at home, and then I go outside, and it's Irish people. There's not a whole lot of Estonians out there. I know there's a lot of Nigerians, but not a whole lot of Estonians. So it's like kind of a back and forth, and sometimes you're like, am I Irish? Am I Estonian?
Exactly.
Am I betraying like my mum's country? Am I Irish enough or am I Estonian enough?
Exactly.
So what was like your experience? I don't know if you dealt with anything like that, kind of like a
No, I think there's always like a cultural like, where am I? Because it's always like, I always love like mixing with like other people. I wouldn't just stay with like the Nigerian girls. Yeah. Like I'd always like to mix with like everything and everyone, you know? So it was always a thing where it's like, are they going to think I'm too whitewashed now? Or are they going to think like I'm too black, you know, especially when I started drama. So I started drama when I was 16 and I started a stage school. And I remember for some roles, I was like, but like, I'm black, so like how am I gonna get this role? Or it's like I'm like too white to be in like a black show because I have this Cork accent. So there was always that like division in my mind, like where do I fit in? But at some point I just stopped caring and I was just like, I'm just Mary. Like I'm literally just Mary, and like take me as I am. I'm not gonna pretend to be too black or too white. I'm just literally Mary. I was born in Cork, so when people ask like where are you from, that question Cork. Like it's always like where am I from? Or they're like, your accent, like, are you Nigerian? Or it's always conflicting. But like I was born in Cork, but I'm so proud of my Nigerian roots, of course, know? So like, it's so conflicting.
Yeah, you've got like the traditional, the Irish traditions, you've got the Nigerian traditions, you've got a bit of everything going on. And like someone who's going to say that, oh, you're too whitewashed or you're too black, you know, they'll you don't need them in your life.
Exactly.
You know? It's like people come and go, but as we said before, like,
and would you still practice some of like your Yoruba culture at home? Like, I don't know, because like when Mum came here, she did her best to make us feel like kind of accommodated, and she kind of stopped teaching us kind of some more Estonian stuff to have us more like on the Irish stuff, so we would feel kind of like an outside a little bit. And I've seen that happen with some people. Like some people, they're like from Poland or wherever they come from, and they keep the language alive, they keep their culture alive in a different country. But some people, it's the opposite. They just kind of get rid of it and adapt.
Oh no!
And what about you guys?
That's not allowed. My kids have to speak Yoruba. Like I don't care.
So you speak Yoruba?
I speak Yoruba. I'm not the best at it, but I can understand it properly. But like even if I marry like an Eastern European man or whoever I marry, the kids are speaking Yoruba. Like, and you have to eat Nigerian food. Like I want the culture to live on. I don't want it to die. Like that's the worst thing ever. If the culture dies, you know, like that's horrible. So like growing up, we spoke English at home, but my parents would always speak Yoruba and we talk back to them in English. But like I'd still have like an Irish supper now and again, but we'd still have like the pounded yam and the African foods too. It was a mix of both. Like when we went to school, like it was always a mix of both. We did African days in my school, stuff like that, you know. They always try to incorporate our cultures, so never had to feel like we had to like hide it or anything like that. So.
I feel like especially in this day and age, there's a lot more, not just Nigerians but Africans in Ireland, which is really, really cool to see. And I think Nigerian culture is a big part of Ireland, because I know a lot of Nigerian people and kind of you hear about their culture and stuff like that, and I feel like a lot of people would kind of know more now. Like there's not a lot of people that don't know what jollof rice is.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of people that don't know that Nigeria's not just one tribe. You have
there's
like
more.
Igbo, Yoruba.
Edo, exactly.
Yeah,
but like, you know, some people still say they're like, there's black people in Ireland. Like people actually don't think there's black people here, which is so mad crazy to me still. But it's because we live here. Like there's some places that I wouldn't really think they'd have a large population of black people, but guys, we're here. There's a lot of us here.
And there is a lot of really like famous creators or really popular creators that are black Irish. Like we have Jay Ronick, for example. He's from Cork or Limerick. We have Mick Abadoye, Bolaji. He's from Cork.
Bolaji's from Cork.
He's from Cork. My mind is blank for a few other ones, but Bolaji, you hear a lot about him. At least I have. At least.
Is that he's an artist? Isn't he?
He's a rapper. Yeah.
Yes, rapper.
I would definitely check him out on Spotify. Yeah. Maybe we'll play his music someday. We don't have any loaded yet, but we'll. You should definitely check him out. He's from Cork. Yeah. He's a class act. And obviously Jay Ronick, Mick Abadoye. He's from Wexford. That's why I kind of know him.
He's from Enniscorthy, isn't he?
He's from Enniscorthy. He'd be very close to us. and he kind of does loads of stuff with like management. He's always I don't know if any of you
It's the
heard
Drip
Created an
Ireland,
Era.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Great, yes,
Created
I
an Era.
know that. Yeah,
He's one of the
with
people behind
Fiona.
that,
Lovely.
which is a really cool thing to just kind of shout out. Creators
Black
from Ireland, not just black creators,
but
but then we always have like the
creators.
Black Irish Business Awards,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I remember your man Manny the Barber
Yeah.
from I can't remember where he's from, but he won like the Entrepreneur of the Year award.
And
He's
he's
a barber.
small as well. They have the small little brands, and then just,
Exactly.
I think the page like kind of
Helps them grow.
Helps them grow.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, gives them some recognition, because like I know it can be so hard starting off a small
Business.
Yeah.
business and then trying to get it to evolve. Like you said, TikTok is so great for so many things.
Yeah.
It helps small businesses like evolve and.
Yeah, well, that's something that like
better.
I think you'd know about. Like, and you're not a small business; you're more of like a brand.
Yeah.
And obviously, with acting and well, you are a brand, like because you do so many
Mary the
things.
brand.
You do so
Mary
many
the
things.
brand.
Yeah, like you do so many things, and obviously
Yeah.
with some of them, when it comes to acting or screenwriting, it's really hard to get the ball rolling. Sometimes.
Yeah, no, it
like
is.
we've noticed with this, we started a podcast 3 weeks ago. We're doing okay. The ball is rolling a little bit, but with
Yeah.
acting, like I feel like it's very hard to kind of get the ball rolling on
Yeah.
that. So, like, is there any like outlets that shouted you out, or how did you get that?
Yeah,
How did you get that start?
I actually have to, I'm not going to lie, I have to thank TikTok for me getting signed, because when I got signed, there was a gap in the market for black girls that were signed in Ireland. So everyone was just trying to get any black girl that was an actor, because literally they were looking for all the black girls, because there was a show called Aisha. It's a movie. The lady in Black Panther is in it, and they were shooting it in Ireland. So they needed loads of black actors. And at this point, I had my whole TikTok page, and my agent at the time saw me on TikTok, and then she was like, she texted me and she was like, "You're under 16. Can you and your mom come on a call?" I just thought I was going to audition for the role. I didn't think I had the potential to get signed. That wasn't even like crossing my mind. But it just happened. But it was because of TikTok. So yeah.
And what has like being signed done for you? Like, does it bring a lot of like bonuses to you, or like does it just help you get more kind of more jobs or more interviews?
There's definitely more opportunity, but I've learned to not depend on anyone. Like I find a lot of my own roles myself, or I try to make my own work. Like I'm not going to wait for the job to come to my doorstep. I'm not going to be lazy in that way and depend on people, because no one's really going to believe in you like yourself.
Yeah, you have to work for it as well. Like, you can't just expect like, oh yeah, I have this, and then everyone's going to come along and be like, oh yeah, here.
Just because you're signed, like
exactly.
it's nothing special.
Yeah.
You could do just as good as someone who's unrepresented.
Okay.
So,
and that's kind of the struggle of it. I mean, I feel like a lot of people go through that. And also, I just wanted to ask, like, what would the other struggles of like modeling and acting be? Because I know you dip your toes into everything pretty much. So I kind of want to know, like, what is there like a dark cloud over some parts of it? Some things that are good, some things are bad. Like obviously, of course, there's good parts of it.
Yeah.
You get loads of recognition. Money sometimes it comes with it,
Yeah.
which is one of the best things we all want. But like, what would be some of like the struggles or stuff that like people like me and Sonia wouldn't know? Because I'm pretty, but I'm not in modeling.
I'm not a model.
Yeah. No, I'd say especially with modeling, why I choose acting more is because modeling's about your looks, and that's something you can't change. I always say if someone can't change something in 5 seconds, don't say it at all. These agents, these people, the casting directors, they don't care. If you're having a bad hair day, a bad skin day, they will point it out. And a lot of people are very insecure about their skin, me being one. Like I've been on skin medication for ages now. So it's like when someone points it out, I already know that my skin's not doing great. That takes an effect on your mental health, especially when you're 16 going through puberty. You know, like it's awful. So it's just like a lot on your mental health, because they're basing it off your looks. Like it's not personal, but it's you. So it does feel personal, you know?
Yeah, I understand that completely. So, that's why you see a lot of models coming out and like kind of saying stuff about the modeling industry that isn't that great, like especially with the diets. Diets I've seen are tough. I've seen some models living off just a few crackers a day, and that's it.
Yeah, they're calling it like girl dinner, but like
girl dinner. It's not
a cigarette and a coffee, like
a cigarette and a Coke Zero. Like it's not ideal. Like I'm taking a little break from the modeling now. I'm planning on going back in January, because like I have a bucket list, and my bucket list is wild. Like I want to do like crazy stuff. Like one of them is to walk the Victoria's Secret show, but to walk that, I know because I do fashion modeling, I have to be on a proper diet, have to be skinnier, but I want to do it in a healthy way. And like I have friends like Sonia who are always like, Mary, you need to eat. But like if I didn't have that circle, it would be so much worse for me, because like I feel like you try to fit into this beauty standard with fashion modeling, that's so much harder when you're like a skinny tall girl, because you have to fit that bracket. So it's just really hard.
You see a lot of people kind of like almost selling their soul, like damaging themselves just for a chance at greatness.
And it's not even that, like 100% that you'll get
it.
And what about the piercings and stuff, like, because you've got your belly button pierced, you've got loads of piercings on your ears, would that be...
Voice is so funny.
Yeah.
I know, I really I have been, shouldn't have, but I just, love to talk. But, like, will that be a problem with your modelling? Would you have to get rid of your belly button piercing and the ones in your ears and stuff? Will that affect?
Like, the world is evolving now, but like I remember when I first got signed, they were like no piercings, and I remember after a shoot I saw all these models with their belly button pierced, and I was like,
I want that,
yeah. And I was feeling so rebellious, knowing my mom could kill me. Like, my mom hates piercings, hates tattoos, but I was like, this is for me, because I spent all my years trying to be perfect for these people. I'm going to get my piercing. Went on call with my friend and I was like, I'm getting it. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And I just remember feeling so like empowered that day, and it's just a belly button piercing, but it actually like changed my perspective on life, like because they're still booking me for jobs and I got a piercing, so it's like, why live in fear?
It's a big step. Like, I know even people with tattoos, like, oh, like, I won't get that tattoo because I won't get that job, but you know, as you said, it's evolving. Like, would you get a tattoo?
A small one, like a really small one. I
remember I went behind Mom's back to get my tattoos. I have 3 tattoos. The first one I got, we were in Amsterdam and we were after, you know what you do in Amsterdam. And I asked Mom and she was like, yeah, go on. It's your own money though, you're paying for it. I was like, yeah, say nothing. And I got scammed. I have a little tattoo on my back, like the size of my palm. It cost me 120
quid. You went into like this dodgy ass shop on the side of the road.
Yeah, it was rough. And then my second one, I got it and I didn't tell Mom. I got it in Ireland. I booked it, paid for it, didn't tell Mom, came home, and I picked the perfect day to tell my mom as well.
Oh my God, wait, I came back on the week. I remember this. I came back on the weekend and she's like, Sonia, you want to see something? And I was like, yeah. She goes, you can't tell Mom. And I was like, okay. And it's like, we've come to that stage now where like, okay, we won't rap. Like, we trust each other. Mom, I hope you're not listening. But Sean was like, look, and it's like this massive tattoo on his leg.
What is it, Sean?
It's a Jack of Hearts on my leg. Like,
you have to show us after.
I will show you. But like, I picked the perfect time to do it because like Sonia had just come back after not being home for a while, and Mom was so happy.
For like a month,
and Mom was so happy to have Sonia back, and then Mom was leaving on holiday the next day. So I was like, she's happy now, then she leaves, and I don't have to deal with it. So I'll tell her now, and she wasn't very happy.
She wasn't.
Oh, the whole video, and she's like, what's that? What's that? She goes, you're joking. Like, she thought it was fake and stuff. She was rubbing it, and Sean had the cling film still on it. He was like, Mom, it's just fresh. No, wait, was it still fresh?
It was fresh, so she couldn't touch it. It was like the day after. And then eventually she got used to it, and then I got another one, but I told her before. I was like, Mom, I'm getting this just to let you know, and now I'm going to go and do it. And she was like, okay.
I feel like people as well. Yeah, exactly. And once you get one, anyone I know that's gotten one tattoo, like, they're always like, oh, like, I'd love another one. It's the same with a piercing. Like, I got my ears pierced, and I was like, oh, I'd love another one. And it's like, where do you stop? Like, where do you stop?
Yeah. So I think we're just going to take a music break just for a couple of minutes. So this song is Soweto by... did I butcher that?
Soweto, yeah.
By
Soweto.
Rema and a bunch of other guys who have like really long names and I can barely read them. So I'm just going to play that for you guys now. We have a few more topics to discuss. We're going to move back onto the kind of acting and modeling kind of thing, because I'm still so curious, because you don't meet a lot of kind of actors and models, and especially because you've so much going on. Like, it's actually insane, because I have a few things. I work retail and I cut hair and I'm a student. You got like 5 or 6
and
different...
I work as well.
You do?
I actually do. I just remembered I have a job.
I just remembered I have a job. Sometimes
I work in a hotel, and I actually really do like it, because I meet very interesting people. It's a 5-star hotel. I won't say which one. Jeez. But like, I meet like really...
you don't want the paparazzi.
Yeah, no, not yet. But they're really interesting, and they give you such good life advice. So I'd say if you're going to have a part-time job, like, make it worth it, and work somewhere with tips, guys. Okay, tips make a big change to your wages.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So since you have so much going on, like, what would you say is like your biggest success so far? Like, what's something you happened, like, it was your goal, you got it, and you were like, yeah, that's me, that's my biggest success.
Your like biggest accomplishment.
What are you most proud of in your like career? As it could not just acting and modeling, but your screenwriting. Or you don't even like, it's just something that you've written or whatever it is. What's your biggest like?
I wrote a script recently, and it's still like being processed and everything, but I genuinely think it's actually so great because I have people who tell you the truth. I work with men in this industry industry, grown men who will not lie to your face. And they said to me, Mary, this made me cry. And the fact that I could make a grown man cry, I'm like, okay, I'm not delusional. I'm actually good at this. So I'm not going to say too much about that script, but I think I'm honestly so proud of it.
Yeah, a nice sense of like accomplishment.
And it's not even validation from them. It's like, even when I read it myself, I was just like, wow, this is actually amazing.
That was like your that was like your I'm her moment.
I'm her. No, literally. I was like, I'm that bitch.
And when are you like, is there like a plan of like when you're gonna start working
like
towards,
proper
like?
Yeah, I'm waiting for funding. Nothing's nothing's cheap, you know? So I need funding. So, like, I'm always working on something and trying to get funding for everything. So, yeah, I just need to get that funding.
And is that like what you say you're working on right now, just funding? Or do you have like any more scripts, any more jobs that you got lined up that...
Like I said before, don't just wait for funding. Like, do it with whatever you have. Like, if I have €50 extra from my wages from paying rent in Dublin, which is so expensive, those tips, I use it to create a project with other people. And I pay for their transport and pay for their food. And there's people like me who are passionate about making films and stuff that'll do it for free, you know? So
and you get the experience and all with it as well. Like, if you're doing stuff for free, you like volunteering, being an extra, doing a little short film, all that is experience, and it works up towards your goals, your big goals. Yeah.
That's like with me. I do the same thing because, you know, I cut hair. I don't know if you know.
I've
been cutting hair for like 5 years now, and I've done my course and all, which was very expensive. But now I'm in college, and it's a bit of a struggle to find clientele. So what I'm doing now is I'm giving everyone their first haircut for free.
For free.
Yeah, if I've never cut your hair before, you come to me, I'll give it to you for free. If you like it, come back.
It's Millie Cuts.
Yeah, Millie Cuts on Instagram if you want to check that out. Millie Cuts. But
I'm going to at you on my story.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So I give the first haircut free. And if you like it, because I'm cheaper than all the barbershops, it's only €10-15 depending on what you're getting.
Yeah, and you have that certificate as well.
I have 5 years experience.
Do you have it hung up on the wall?
I have, at home I do.
Good.
Not in Dublin.
He's got it framed.
But I have it at home. Yeah, I got that shit framed as well.
As you should.
What else was I going to ask you? What is like, this is kind of off the topic a little bit, but I suppose it is because you were talking earlier about some of the struggles of like modelling and all. What is like, would you say is like the biggest like life lesson, I suppose, or biggest lesson in general that you've learned? I know you've said before to like not just wait around for it to happen. You got to just go chase that bag, I suppose.
Yeah.
But other than that, like what would you say is like one of the biggest things you've learned, I suppose?
I'm still working on it, but stop comparing yourself to other people because you actually don't, like, everyone thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Like, you never actually know. I was working on a set with an IMG model and her life looks so perfect. And I remember there was like cinnamon buns and we were like, we're going to have some cinnamon buns. She was like, I can't though. And she actually physically couldn't eat the cinnamon bun because if you're too over a certain weight, you're not going to be put forward for jobs, which I think is so messed up. And like, maybe she wasn't working with IMG specifically for that job, but it's like just seeing that fear on her face, I was like, I don't want to get to that point. And I remember there was a day because like I was going to get back proper into modeling and I was like on the bus and I was like, I really want to have a donut today. Why am I fighting myself to have a donut? You know, it's like I don't want it to get that bad. And I remember saying to my friend and she was like, Mary, promise me you're always going to eat a donut if you want one. And I'm going to have a donut after this. You know, like I don't want to. Exactly.
Want, like,
like that's the biggest thing. Stop comparing yourself to other people because you never know.
I suppose like that's what you were on about earlier with like when it comes to like looks and like modeling agents, they'll kind of look at you and everything's based off appearance. So I suppose obviously that's why it is like you're looking at different people and depending on how much bookings they're getting, you're like, oh my god, he's getting so or she's getting so much, I'm getting so little. And you're kind of, it's all comparison.
Can I say one other thing? Especially as a black model, don't compare yourself to the white models. Like this is Ireland. Like this is a white man's country. It's so different for us. Like we're in a totally different category. You're not just a model, you're a black model. So for black girls, because they're always coming into my DMs, they're like, girl, I'm not getting jobs. We're in a different category to other girls. It's so much that you can be skinny and pretty. Girl, you're black. So you just have to work the extra little mile harder, which is unfortunate, but it's true.
And do you think Ireland is kind of evolving? Because I know we're moving forward. There's a lot more stuff that used to be acceptable that's not acceptable anymore. Do you think Ireland's kind of evolving and becoming a little bit more acceptable? Yeah. The word I'm looking for. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're on about.
Yeah. Do you think there's like more work to be done when it comes to acceptance of other countries and because we do like it is unfortunate. I wouldn't say Ireland is like super racist, but it's more passive racism.
Exactly.
Racism, and there's a lot of not even just racism but xenophobia as well. Like obviously
and then there's jokes that are like, not jokes as well.
Like I'm white. but my family doesn't come from, half my family doesn't come from Ireland.
Exactly.
So I've experienced xenophobia, but I haven't experienced racism because I'm a white man.
It'd be like,
Exactly.
Passing comment like, oh yeah, go back to your own country on your banana boat, and you're like, okay, it's not racism, it's xenophobia, but like,
it's still not nice.
Fully
it's still
Irish
not nice,
does
of
not
course.
mean.
Yeah. So do you think Ireland's kind of evolving, especially kind of in the place where you are, where you're in the spotlight? You kind of have, I suppose, what you say does have an effect on people, especially in your like TikTok era. Like if you're getting this amount of views, what you say can affect people. So
exactly.
I'm sure you've used your kind of
Platform.
your platform to be able to kind of influence things. But in general, do you think Ireland is kind of shifting?
I would say yes and no, just in a sense where I think like black models are, it's never like the center of attention. You're kind of just the filler to play the diversity card, which is great that we're being used. But it's like at the same time, like, especially with acting, it's like I would love the role to not just say like white Caucasian female, because there's so many roles I can't go for. And like I always say to people, I understand that, because if you're gonna cast a black girl to be center of attention, you have to get a black family, black actors, which there isn't really a lot in Ireland. So I totally understand why it's usually like a Caucasian female that they're looking for. But it's like yes and no, if that makes sense.
And I remember on the first podcast we were talking about kind of Dublin being more of like a melting pot of people. Like you see so many different cultures and everything, and obviously you're from Cork, so what was your experience kind of, I don't know if you go back to Cork every weekend or what. Are you kind of in Dublin full time?
I never really go back to Cork, not that much.
So what was your like experience like coming from, because I know Cork is big as well, but like Dublin's obviously massive. So what was your experience like going from Cork and moving all your stuff up to Dublin? This is your life now, you're in Dublin. What was it like for you? I didn't
realize how broke I was going to be. Like, I don't know where I thought this money was going to come from. Like, Susie isn't enough.
Susie's not giving this year.
I know, Susie's not giving. Like, Susie's not nice
they
this year.
Screwed over so many people. Like, it's actually not okay.
I didn't realize how expensive Dublin was going to be. Like, it's the most expensive city in Europe, and not even that, it's just like how like unfriendly people are here. Like in Cork, I don't know if you've seen this, it's like the second friendliest city in Europe now. It's like a proper community. Like I knew everyone, like everyone knew everything, which I hated, but at the same time I always felt safe because you weren't gonna grab me. The man down the road knows who I am. Like, do you know what I mean?
And is Cork like big?
It's big. It's big, but like I lived in a town which felt small, but I like that. But like here, it's kind of like I've lost that sense of community, especially living on campus. The first year I felt very secluded. I don't count the first year living on campus as living in Dublin because I was just in that UCD bubble, but now I live in town, and it's like you don't say hi to like the boss man down the road because he doesn't know who you are.
Yeah,
you know
and they'll be giving you eyes as well. Like you can say, I'm like, why the hell are you talking to me?
Why are you talking to me? It's just, it's almost, I miss that sense of community. But I love how much opportunity we do have here in Dublin.
There's so much to do.
We were the same back home. Like you'd walk by people in our like small little village or even in the town, and you just say hi, or you'd nod your head, or you'd wave like, how are you? Even to strangers, people that you don't even know. And if you were to say something like that in Dublin to the wrong person,
they think you're trying to start a scrap, like bro, I'm just
or if you smile at a person like hi and like, oh my god, she wants me.
Okay, I want to be as delulu as you, please.
Bro, what the fuck?
Have you never had that?
What, a girl smiles at me and I'm like, damn, she wants me?
I
mean, it depends on the smile, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
like,
different smiles, okay, people, there's different smiles. If someone gives you that kind of smile, it's like, she wants me.
I remember last year I was out with a group of guys, and one of the guys, he wanted to get with this girl, and he was like, she looked over and smiled at him, and he goes, oh yeah, she wants me. Then he went over, and she had a boyfriend, she had no interest whatsoever, but like some things can be just taken off.
Sometimes I just be doing that as a joke. Like I remember me and the boys were in Dundrum, we were in some shop getting clothes or whatever, and I was up with the cashier, and she was very like monotone, plain face, no emotion whatsoever with me. And I turned around to the lads. She wants me, lads. She didn't want me at all. But you know what? It's okay. We move.
It's a friendly thing, though. Like,
smile at people. Some people can take it like out of context, though. Like, me, I was only taking the piss. Like, obviously,
you knew.
She was like 30 odd as well. Like, I'm well aware. I'm not delusional. But like, I feel like a lot of people can take like being nice as flirty. Like, I've gotten that a few times where I'm nice to someone.
Same here. Like, I'm just a friendly person. I'm not trying to get in your pants. Like, I'm literally just being nice. Kindness can go such a long way. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think on the last like kind of 10 minutes that we have here, we'll finish it up with like a section that we usually do. We always finish it with some red flags or some icks or green flags even. We can do beige.
Beige, the orange ones.
Yeah. Okay. So Mary, we'll go from green to red first.
Okay.
So like, what's your biggest green flag, or what do you look for in a man? Wait, are you single first of all?
I am single.
Are you open? Are you
No,
looking
guys,
for a
I've been single for
relationship
20 years. Like my whole life. Okay, I've been exclusive with people, but I am because I actually think, I always say to Sonia, I think relationships are such a big deal. Like I think low-key dating to marry.
Yeah.
Like it's
that
not a
thing
joke
you told
to
me.
me.
Mary told me this last week and
What
actually
did I
thought about
say?
it. You said, when you're with someone, that's the person you walk into the room with. That's who you are seen with. That's who.
Yeah.
You know, you're associated with them.
Yeah. If you walk into a room, this is a person you walk into every single room with.
Yeah.
So whoever I'm dating, I have to actually be proper obsessed with you, and you have to be like a proper good person that I feel proud enough to walk in a room with you.
Yeah.
You know? It's not about looks. I don't care what you look like. Side eye. Like, but you know what I mean? You have to be a good person.
I get what you mean.
Does that explain all the rats?
Yeah.
Yeah. And would you say you're like looking for something, or if it just happens, it happens?
I don't chase, I attract. Like I quote Wizard Liz always. Like everyone always says, I give off her energy.
Yeah,
like guys,
so
if
good.
you're a girl and you're going through it, or a guy, like search up Wizard Liz on YouTube. Like she's a lifesaver, honestly. But like I'm just searching for a good person.
Mm-hmm. So that's like your green flags. Just be
and
kind.
old fashioned.
Yeah.
Old fashioned. As in what would you?
Like as in open the door for me. Like chivalry is not dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
chivalrous.
I'm like just
dating
even
as well.
independence thing. I'm such an independence woman. You should not be insecure by that. And a lot of guys are like, oh, you're always working on your scripts. You're an op. In my eyes, why don't you want me to succeed?
That's the person is supposed to support you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're supposed to like
Your highs,
build
your
with
lows,
each other, not build someone
Grow
down.
each other,
Yeah,
bring
I mean,
someone
Exactly.
down.
yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that as well.
Yeah.
I'd be the same.
And I feel like with your acting and your modelling that you're going to begin with, like, there's a world full of people. Like you said, you've been single for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Is your soulmate in Cork in that small town? Is your soulmate in the heart of Dublin? Like, there's a world full of people. So, like, you know, I hope you never feel like, oh.
Yeah,
like,
I know. No, I
never had
don't
a
feel shit.
boyfriend.
I don't feel shit about it. Like sometimes I do, but like at the same time, I'm like, God has a plan for me, and these boys clearly were not my plan because I want a man. So yeah,
There's a tall Jamaican man waiting for you
Jamaican
somewhere with
who
a beard
talked
that
about
connects. With a beard that connects
Okay,
as
beard
well.
that connects.
Yeah, no, you
important,
said you don't care about the looks.
Yeah,
so,
I
like,
don't. Okay,
maybe he's a great person.
Nah, but when you have a beard that connects, bro, you're fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're goated.
Nah,
You're
literally,
goated.
if I ever have a beard, because I don't have that ability right now, as soon as I get a beard that connects, I'm going to be a fucking menace to
you
society.
have like two
Trust.
hairs, and you're like, Sonia, look.
Shut up.
He started shaving the two hairs.
Shut up.
Sonia.
Oh my god.
So what would some of your red flags then, or your icks?
Red
Like, because you could, like, red flag is just straight off the bat, but ick, you like someone, they do this, nah, get out.
Exactly.
So what would like an ick? Yeah.
An ick for me is just I hate insecure men.
Okay.
Like I get it, everyone has their insecurities and that, but like why are you talking to those guys? No, guys, let me tell you a story. Let me give you guys some tea. There's this guy that I was seeing for like this was on and off 2 years, but basically I have like a lot of friends in Cork that are guys, and I'm not gonna say his name, but anyways,
Don't put him on blast
literally,
like that.
I was sharing food with my best friend, and I come back out to him, and he's like, "No, but why were you just eating from the same spoon as that guy? Are you well, guys? Seriously, are you actually?" And he's like, "I can't even look at you now." Like, guys, I hate overprotective guys. I hate toxic men, and I know loads of girls are like, "Oh, I love guys that would like kill somebody for me." I'm not into that.
You need your space.
And I need like
you said, you're
safety.
independent.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't. Yeah.
And then you need your time as well apart. Like you need, like you obviously will be very busy with your modeling,
Exactly,
your acting.
social
You can't
networking.
be always up in
Yeah.
your face. You need to have that space, and you need someone that's gonna like trust you to like
Yeah.
eat
But-
food
yeah.
and not like.
So you said they're like safety. Would that mean like you want your man to be like protective, but not overprotective?
Not overprotective, but
Okay.
protective. Not somebody that's like, cause like obviously my dad was like not a great role model, so like I've never had like that male figure in my life that like I felt safe with. So with guys, I remember even moving to UCD, I didn't want to live with guys. Like I wanted to live with just girls, but then I had roommates that were guys. But like I remember them just making me feel so safe, and I was like,
Yeah.
cause I went to an all girls school my whole life, like. Went to discos and I saw guys like, but I never really had to interact with them because I just never felt safe around men.
Fair.
But it's like I want someone that makes me feel safe, and like even like my friends feel safe. Like I just want someone who's like just like safe.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
just the
Safe,
word.
yeah.
When I look at them, safe.
So your ick would be just insecure.
Insecure
About
yeah.
anything, or is there's like certain things that if you're insecure about this, it's
No.
just insecure like in general, kind
Like
of about you.
just in general, yeah. Like
Okay.
like even guys are like, oh, I don't want you going out. Well, a lot of things I do, I have to network. Like I have to meet people.
That's toxic. That's not even insecure. Well, it is, but it's just mad toxic. Like
exactly.
But I feel like some things are okay to be insecure
a
about. Like if
little
you're
bit
insecure about
jealous.
like your money or
Of
something like
course,
that, that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Because everyone
That's
like you,
fine.
especially in like Dublin, you see a lot of people with like mad amounts of money,
Yeah.
like D4.
Yeah.
And then you're like like, bro, if Susie doesn't hit soon, I'm done.
I don't know what I'll do.
So I feel like it's okay to be like insecure with money and stuff like that.
And even about your looks, that's calm.
That's fine.
But when it's like
affecting someone else,
exactly,
that's mad. Insecure jealousy. What would you?
Jealousy.
Oh my god, I feel like my voice is literally just.
You sound terrible, man.
I'm having speaking, but what about jealousy? Like, do you like a bit of jealousy, or would that be
some
like?
Women do, yeah.
Like I know, for me, like I like a little bit of jealousy, but then too much is like, go away. Like, let me have my space.
Yeah, no, I'm not jealousy. Into the whole jealousy thing. Like, I actually think like we should be like friends first. That we have that moral trust level. Like that whole jealousy, it's not hot.
No.
It's I'm not for that. I want a peaceful life, man. I don't want wrinkles. Like I want a peaceful life, bro.
No grey hair.
No stress, please.
Yeah, stress free.
Now, what about you, Sean? Would you like?
Jealous.
I hate jealousy.
Yeah.
Bro, just if I'm with you, I'm obviously with you. If I don't want to be with you, I'll break up with you. Not bad. So like
exactly.
Why are you gonna be jealous?
That thing again about trust, you know.
Yeah. If I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't be with you.
Exactly.
Don't be jealous of other people. You're making yourself look stupid, and you're making me look bad. You're like, you have that little belief in me. You think I'm gonna go off with someone else? Exactly. No, I'm with you.
And then
so
people are like, oh, why are you with her? Because she's just always. Wait,
bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Guys, I'm so sorry. I think she had a brain freeze.
It's okay.
We'll
just put you in the corner. So it's okay.
I have been in the corner. I've been silent.
Okay, so just to close off, Mary, I want you to let people know where they can learn more about you, where they can hear from you, have updates on the kind of stuff that you're doing.
Yeah. So all my social media is Mary Ogunbanwo. They'll have it added if you don't know how to spell it. I know it's a bit long. Like
it's on our Instagram.
But it's on the Instagram. But I post like everything on Instagram whenever I'm working on projects. I have a production company as well. It's called Ogun Productions. But I'm gonna start making YouTube videos again. Me and Sonia are gonna film one tomorrow. Because I did like the UCD interviews. Absolutely loved it. So I'm gonna start interviewing people more. So if you guys have questions or anything, I'll all be on my Instagram story. But yeah.
And what's like the next thing people can expect from you?
Next thing, just a film. Let's just say a film.
Okay.
A film that I will be in and that I've written. That's the next thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Can't lie, that's actually bad cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. We're going to leave it there. We're going to play a song there at the end. So I've been Sean.
And I'm Sonia.
And I've been Mary.
I haven't been fully Sonia, but also the re-upload from last week will be up to date.
Yeah, it will be
Sean
up to date.
was on the piss all weekend, so
I was. Don't even worry about it. But Mary, it was really nice having you on. Hopefully we'll have you on sometime again. You've been an absolute pleasure. So yeah, definitely make sure to go check Mary out. And thank you so much, guys, for listening. And we will see you next week, the same time, 3 o'clock, Belfield FM.